continue with the clause chapter. Last time we have already studied about the definition of clause and how it differs from phrase and sentence. So once again, what is a clause? A clause is a group of words. It may or may not make complete sense. It has a subject and a finite verb, and the most important thing is that it is always a part of a sentence. How it can be a part of a sentence? All that we have discussed in the last video. Today we are going to study about the different types of subordinate clauses. So let's begin. We have clause of two types, that is your main clause and subordinate clause. Main clause is a clause that makes complete sense. It does not require any help to complete its meaning. So it cannot be further divided into any other more parts. But subordinate clause, since it depends on the main clause for its meaning, it does not convey complete meaning. So it can act in various ways, and depending on the type of function it performs. We have three types of subordinate clauses, that is noun clause, adjective clause and an adverb clause. So we have three types of clauses: noun clause, adverb clause and an adjective clause. If the clause functions or carry out the function of a noun, behaves like a noun, we call it as noun clause. If the clause carries out the function of an adjective, we call it as an adjective clause. Whereas when it carries out the function of an adverb clause, we call it as adverb clause. Right? So let's continue with each type of the clause in detail. So let's do the noun clause in detail. Beginning with the definition of the noun clause. What is a noun clause? A noun clause is a clause that acts as a noun in a sentence. We all know that noun has a fixed position in a sentence. It may be present as a subject of the verb, object of the verb or object of preposition. So same functions are carried out by the noun clause also. Apart from those functions, we have some more functions that is carried out by noun clause. So let us see what are the functions that is performed by a noun clause. So first is your subject of the verb. A noun clause can act as a subject of the verb. Object of the verb, it can also be present as object of the verb, object of preposition. Complement of the verb means it can complete the meaning of the verb, so acting as complement of the verb. In apposition to noun or pronoun, object of infinitive or object of a participant. So now here are some examples which shows the position of the noun clause in a sentence, and we are going to study noun clause in detail with the help of those examples. Beginning with the first thing that we have to study is the function of the noun clause where it acts as a subject of the verb. Look at this sentence. What he said is truly relevant. So first of all, let's pick out the verb, the finite verb. This is your finite verb present in a sentence, and this part, what he said, you can see it has a subject and a verb of its own. Right? So what he said is a clause. What he said is a clause. And where is it present? Before the verb. So this clause, what he said, act as a subject of the verb. So we can say this is a noun clause. This is one way of identifying. Another way of identifying noun clause is put up a question what. If you ask the question what to the finite verb of the main clause, always remember finite verb of the main clause. You have to ask questions to the finite verb of the main clause. So now why I am giving you the questions, the reason is you will see number of conjunctions are repeated in number of cases, number of types. So it becomes very difficult to differentiate between two types with the same conjunction. But if we have the questions that we are going to pose to the finite verb, then one question is going to answer only one particular type of clause or sentence. That is the reason we are going to put up questions to different types and then identify them whether they belong to that particular type of clause or not. So we have to satisfy two conditions. One, the functions of the noun, and second is the questions that we are going to pose on the finite verb of the main clause. So if I ask what is truly relevant, my answer is what he said. What is truly relevant? What he said. So I get the answer to the question what. So this part belongs to noun clause. Now you can easily identify them as noun clause. Noun clause is a type of subordinate clause. Remember, noun clause is a type of subordinate clause. So now this group of words belongs to noun clause because it satisfies both the condition. First, acting as subject of the verb, and secondly answers the question what. Again I am saying questions are just meant for our convenience. They are not hard and fast rules. It is only for our convenience that things become easier for us to understand. Okay, coming to another function, that is object of the verb. How a noun clause behave as object of the verb in the sentence. Object of the verb means it will come immediately after the verb. Look at this example. I know what he wants. First, pick out the main clause and the subordinate clause. So this is your main clause and this is your subordinate clause. Now what type of subordinate clause, whether it belongs to noun clause or not, we are going to find out. First of all, it is acting as object of the verb present after the verb. So we have a verb here. So acting as an object of the verb present after the verb, whether it is acting as an object of the verb or not, let's find out. Pose the question. What I know. What do I know? What he wants. We get the answer. So this is a subordinate clause belonging to noun clause. So you can easily identify them as noun clause. I know what he wants. Right? So here it is acting as an object of the verb. Acting as object. Coming to the next function, object of preposition. Object of preposition means present immediately after the preposition. As we saw, object of the verb present immediately after the verb. Same way, object of preposition means immediately after the verb. So first of all, pick out the preposition. If you find any preposition, just pick it out. We have the preposition as in. In is your preposition, and then we have the subordinate clause as what he says. This is your subordinate clause. Now which type of subordinate clause? Noun, adverb or adjective? Let's put up the question and find out. What do I not believe in? What I don't believe in? What he says. Here, what he says is the answer to the question what. So again, this is a noun clause acting as object of preposition present after the preposition. So acting as object of preposition. Next function, complement of the verb. He is what he appears. Now where do we write complement? Which type of verb uses complement? Can anyone guess? A complement completes the meaning of the verb. We have already studied 3 types of verb: transitive, intransitive and verb of incomplete predication. So transitive and intransitive verb completes the meaning of the sentence. If they require an object, it's a transitive verb. If it does not require an object, it's intransitive verb. But when we come to verb of incomplete predication, these verbs are those verbs which do not complete the meaning of the sentence and does not have an object. Object means only noun or pronoun. Noun or pronoun act as an object of the verb. If we have anything apart from that, then we call it as complement. So you will see, if I write I know, the meaning is almost complete, but still what I know, I want to know the detail. Here the answer is. So this is an intransitive verb. But if I remove the later part of the sentence and now my sentence is he is, it makes no sense. So I need something to complete the meaning of the sentence. So here I add these group of words or this clause, what he appears. Now he is what he appears. Now the clause completes the meaning of the verb. So this is your incomplete verb and this part is your noun clause acting as complement of the verb. This is your object of preposition. Here it is acting as complement of the verb. What is a complement? Complement are words or a single word that completes the meaning of something. So in grammar, it completes the meaning of the verb. Verb of incomplete predication, also called as incomplete verbs. All the primary auxiliaries, that is be form, has form and do form, generally has complement with it. Be forms are is, am, are, was, were, be itself, and has form is has, have, had. Do forms do, does, did. So I do, meaning incomplete, verb is incomplete, you need a complement. I have, what I have, again the meaning is incomplete, so again I need a complement. Apart from this, there are some more like become, seem, look, appear, etc., etc. All these are the verbs which do not complete the meaning of the sentence and hence are called as incomplete verbs. So incomplete verbs require complement. This complement can be noun, adverb, adjective or anything. Noun means in all forms. Noun, noun phrase, noun clause. Adverb, adverb phrase, adverb clause. Adjective, adjective phrase, adjective clause. It can be in any form, but they will be acting as a complement of the verb. Means completing the meaning of the verb. Finite verb, verb of the main clause. So this is your complement of the verb acting as noun clause. There are several other examples for this which you can practice for yourself. For example, for subject of the verb, that he is called is known to all, or what he appears is totally different from his actual appearance. There are many examples that satisfied or that is used as subject of the verb. Then coming to object of the verb, I know what he wants, one is already done. Tell me where he is, or I spoke what you told me, etc., etc. Same way we have for object or preposition also. I don't believe in what he says. He is punished for what he did. He is punished for is your preposition and what he did is your noun clause. So he was punished for what he did. Coming to the next part, that is your complement of the verb is what he appears, or life is what we make of it. or you can say the actual question is where the child was. So like this you will have several examples based on these functions as noun clauses. Coming to the next type, that is in apposition to noun or pronoun. Now what is apposition? Before I give you the example, first let's know what is an apposition. Apposition are words, phrases or clauses that are relevant to particular noun or pronoun. And since they are related to each other, they are placed close to each other. It simply provides you additional information. So for example of apposition to noun or pronoun, we have the sentence as the news that the house was on fire is fake. Till now whatever we saw that the main clause was at one side and the noun clause was at the other side. But when we come to apposition, since apposition refers to relevance with the noun or pronoun, it has to be placed close to the noun or pronoun it is relevant to. So here, what news are we talking about? We are talking about that the house was on fire. So this part is your subordinate clause. This part is your subordinate clause, and the news is fake is your main clause. So you can see here main clause is split into two parts, that is the news is fake. They have been split into two parts, and the noun clause or the subordinate clause has come before the verb. Since I am talking about the news, what is the news? That the house is or the house was on fire. So I am talking about this particular news. So this part of the sentence is in apposition. This is your noun clause referring to the news. So this is in apposition. So here noun clause is acting as an apposition to the news, and your noun clause is that the house was on fire. This part is your noun clause and it is relevant to the news. We are talking about a particular news, that is the house was on fire. This particular news we are referring to, hence this will be placed close to the noun, and hence your main clause gets split into two parts. So here noun clause, whenever you will find noun clause in apposition, you will see main clause split into two parts. So you have to be very careful. It is not necessary that the main clause comes in the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. It can be present even in between the main clause. So whenever you are working on noun clause, please keep these things in mind. Coming to the next function, object of infinitive. Infinitive is a non-finite verb, we know. It is written as to plus base form of the verb. So here we have an infinitive before the noun clause, to know. This is your infinitive. And the noun clause is present immediately after the infinitive. We have already seen object of preposition, where preposition was present before the noun clause. Here we have an infinitive present before the noun clause, and your answer is where the keys were kept. This is your noun clause. You can again verify these noun clauses by posing the questions what to the verb of the main clause. So what I wanted to know, where the keys were kept. This is what information I wanted. Then here also, which news is fake? What news is fake? We have to use a question what, which is used for relative pronoun, that is an adjective clause. Here this is not an adjective clause. Keep that in mind. How it differs, then this we will do when we will study adjective clause. Question is, what news was fake? What particular news was fake? That the house was on fire. Got it? So this way you can verify your answers or type of the clauses by putting up the question what. Coming to the another function of noun clause, that is noun clause act as an object of participle. Participles are verbs that behave as an adjective. Infinitives can behave as a noun also and an adjective also. So it depends on the position or the place where it is put and the kind of function it is performing. Infinitives will behave accordingly. But participles behave as an adjective only. In the given example, knowing that I would not succeed, I did not appear for the test. Here the word knowing is your present participle, after which your clause is present. Which clause? The noun clause. That I would not succeed is your noun clause, subordinate clause. And I did not appear for the test is your main clause. This is your main clause. So here you can see knowing is your participle and the clause is present after the participle. So this noun clause is behaving as an object of the participle. Another example you can say, the police was finding where the culprit disappeared. Here also you can see finding is your present participle. Again your participle is there. So where the culprit disappeared is your object of the participle and behaving as noun clause. Verify it. What was the police finding? Where the culprit disappeared. So I get the answer for the question what, and hence where the culprit disappeared is a noun clause. I hope the noun clause is clear to all of you. If there is any doubt, you can put it in the comment box and you'll get your questions answered. With this, we come to an end of the noun clause, and in the next edition, we will study about the adjective clause. Till then, take rest, keep studying. Bye bye.